Okay, barb things. So, here I am, doing a Nahantu Undercity run. Torment 5, and it was just a low-level key. It was a magic key. I believe I was doing either this one for Herodric materials, Herodric Cube materials, or this one for runes. I can't remember. It was one or the other. But basically, I saw the item drop out, Trace of Echoes, off the final boss. Picked it up. It's not an item in your inventory. It doesn't show up anywhere in your inventory under any of the tabs. But it does start a priority quest over in Temis, right here. There'll be a little circle, and this priest will have the quest, The Resounding Scream, to start. Speak with Seer Nevma. So we're going to do that now and see what it's all about. Echoes coming from this artifact.
They are the voices of the dead, awakened, when the Lord of Hatred screamed his last. I hear them day and night, clawing their way back to our living world.
What can be done?
We will need the Sightless Eye. Set it here.
Interesting. The Seer's Pedestal.
Through the eye, you must find the echoes and quell them before they can rise. When you are ready, gaze into the eye.
How interesting. Mephisto's scream raised the dead?
He brought Queen Adriana back to life with a gesture. But his scream, it tore through our aisles, shook the ground beneath our feet. And all at once, I heard the dead scream in kind. Voices beyond counting. They are not simply awake. They are mad with hatred.
Interesting. Are all the dead lost to hatred?
At times, I hear clear voices ring out from the chaos. Amazons who died to protect us, who fight to protect us still. Their courage endures, but I fear not for long. Please, find them if you can.
Damn. Did the Oracle send you? Who are you?
Not long ago, I was just a peasant girl, cursed with ears that hear the dead. Now I serve the Oracle by listening to them, in the tradition of Rathma. It is a challenging way of life, but I am fortunate. I might have become a priest of Rathma, a necromancer who walks alone with death. But I have never had to kill.
More loyal friends you'll not find.
Okay. I'm going to click the eye and teleport to who knows, but it said something about Mephisto, and me and my girlfriend have not finished the storyline yet. So that's going to be interesting. So you click it, it teleports you somewhere. Here we go. Wow. Collect Trace of Echoes to activate the Sightless Eye to open a portal into the Echoing Hatred. Difficulty rises as you defeat enemies. Kill as many enemies as you can before you become overwhelmed, and the challenge ends. Okay. Lethal Shrine, Protection Shrine, Artillery Shrine, Channeling Shrine. The Waking Call. That's a cool looking shrine. Click it, discard it. Goes boom. Right, so here I'm not really saying anything too important, but I forgot how loud the game can be when you're playing it and in combat. So Here, basically, I'm just making commentary on the combat and how the mobs are swarming into you. Also, on the right side, just under the minimap, you can see that there's a bar filling up. And once you fill up that bar, it seems to go up to the next difficulty. So you can see right underneath the minimap, it says Expert right now. And then eventually it will go up to, I believe, Penitent there. And past that, we will be going up through the Torments. I don't remember exactly what level I made it to, possibly Torment or tier 44, 45 before I died. But it's very fast paced. You know, there's basically no stopping in between the levels, and it just keeps going as this kind of survival wave mode until you die. And I think it's pretty fun. A game mode like this is very different, and it looks like it stays open. I've now figured out that the event or this area stays open, and it looks like you can just access it possibly once per 24 hours. And it looks like you get keys. So on my character right now, this is me talking from the future, of course, I have gotten another, I believe it's called Mephisto's Horde or something like that, but it's a key that unlocks Mephisto's Horde, which comes from this area right here. The keys do say they are rarely found in Torment 10 difficulty and higher, so until you find a way to start farming those keys more regularly, this will be an event that you do every so often. And as it scales, I imagine that the loot pool might include mythics. As I said, I think I only got to about tier 44 or 45, so I didn't see any mythics, but I can imagine once you get up to those tiers near 100 that you may see some mythics drop. So a couple of tips that I had to get further through this event was to definitely keep moving so you don't get exploded by any of those little guys that like to explode on you, like to chase you around, and or get hooked by those guys who have the hooks, because they can really mess up your movement. If you have something like Unhindered, it doesn't really matter, but for those people who don't have Unhindered and or Unstoppable and can't move through mobs, you definitely want to keep moving. Use the shrines at the same time, save them until you get to a point where it starts to get difficult, and then use the shrines to push those last few tiers, and you might be able to maximize your rewards. That's something I'll have to keep in mind for myself next time. As you can see, I still had 3 shrines to use, so I probably could have pushed a couple more levels, but there's not much more until they get me down, so back to the action. Gotta keep running around. It is a pretty simple pace. Things seem to shoot along. Okay. Do not get hit by the swords. Of course, it was going to be a sword that got me. It gives you a score on the right, so kind of like the tower. Tier reached 40. Monsters killed 711. Bosses killed 6. That's my best score. There's a personal best. Very cool. Take a little screenshot of that. And it's going to give you a loot box. Silent Smith. Weapons. some vendors in here, so you can vendor what you need to vendor. Remnants of magic. Okay. Goblins plunder. Is it because I got 2 goblins? Legendary treasure goblin. 3, 4. Holy cow, there's many of them. What in the world? Maybe I'll just pick those up and not, you know, open up all those bags of loot down here. So wow, that's a load of loot. As you can see, these goblins plunder can carry anything from runes to tributes to all sorts of materials and stuff. Wow, that's a lot more goblins tributes than I expected to get. A Ramaladni's. Cool, with the perfect stat on the max life there. 2 Ramaladni's, okay. Well then. And whatever can open up from these 9, I had another one, right? 10 goblin plunders. That's wicked. That's absolutely wicked, so let's go to town, I guess. That's crazy. I wonder if I just click leave dungeon. Completed recently. So you can't do it too often.
Thank the ancients. You've returned.
I have returned. I defeated many echoes, but they just kept coming.
I know. Fighting the echoes stoked their hatred, but they have quieted in the aftermath. That'll do for now. But when another trace of echoes appears, it will be time to do this again.
Cool. So that is the trace of echoes event. Apparently they are super rare from what I researched online. And I assume if you go in that you can't actually do it again, right? Confused? Yes, you can go in for sure, but you'll just be chilling. So unless you have another Echoes of Hatred, it doesn't seem like anything happens here. And just to confirm, you definitely can use your leave dungeon inside here, as some places don't count as dungeons, even though you are instanced. Anyhow, that was super fun. Let's see what we get in these other loot bags, and then I'll finish this up. We're going to keep these Ramaladnis for now, because I'm not too sure what I want there yet. We have no item power 900 items. Ooh, this ring. We'll take a look at that after. Item power 900 mace too. That could be useful. We can always change the affixes. I forget now that we can change the affixes and modify the affixes and add affixes. So itemization is much more powerful now in the user's hands. Let's put these down there. Very cool. Next up for the second one. Very cool. You're going to get a ton of crafting materials, tributes, runes. Wow. If that doesn't, you know, show the value of the Echoes. Oh my goodness. No wonder people are saying they're super rare. I mean, if you get this much out of it, I can't imagine. I wonder if the loot gets better as you get deeper into the higher tiers of the Echoes, but hopefully I can find another one and let you guys know eventually. Ooh, I got a Vex rune. Did you see that? So sick. That's my first Vex rune on my way to my Heart of Selig. That is so cool. That is so cool. You can get legendary runes out of these. I saw get Neth Iron, like I said, tributes, set charms, scrolls of restoration, literally everything. Tuning prisms, all sorts of different tuning prisms. I haven't dropped out of this yet. Ooh, an Ohm rune. Let's go. That's absolutely awesome. Magic charm, rare seal. I'm out of room. Okay, it's the charms I'm out of room on. Unreal. So it's nothing, no items came out of that. The items come out of the actual chest. And then you just get a ridiculous amount of runes, talisman charm stuff, some dungeon keys in terms of the tributes, which was very cool. We'll put this one there. And that seems to be it. That was a huge haul, though, so hopefully that helped you guys understand what an Echo of Hatred is, because I was... I thought the game was bugged when it dropped and it didn't go into my inventory. I didn't know what to do, so... if you like that, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one.